Madness of March. I can't be more proud of our program than tonight. We didn't play necessarily a great basketball game at times, but we found a way to win at the end. Journey did not play a very good first 2 quarters in terms of scoring the ball. It was a little unusual for her. She was missing shots at the rim, which she typically doesn't do. But we felt that she was rebounding the ball well. And so, we stuck with her from that perspective, and that certainly paid off with her first double-double and maybe her most complete game that she's had in the Duquesne uniform. This is a team that we kind of handled very well last year, a year ago in the regular season, and I want to compliment Longwood and their coaching staff and their players. I think that they have really changed the script down there in one short year and had a very good year this year, and they're a good basketball team. I don't care what their net is. Their net is that way because of the conference that they're in. I think they're a good basketball team, and they're well coached. And so, very happy with coming away with a win tonight in front of an incredible crowd. Just the student body, our other athletics teams here, our marketing people, just simply were outstanding to make this happen and build this kind of atmosphere. And I'm incredibly proud of where our program is and what our program has done. And I'll say this: I have a good friend who's a coach at North Carolina and played at North Carolina, and he's got 6 Final Four rings. He's got a national championship ring. He's got an NBA championship ring, and he's my guy, my pole star in terms of coaching. And we coached together about 20 years ago, and he said to me, "Dan, anytime you win 20 games and you get to the postseason, that's always a good year." And we've gotten to 20 wins again this year, and we're in the postseason again. It's been a good year, but we're not done. We'll celebrate this till midnight, and then we will prepare for a very good Miami of Ohio team. That's about all I know about them. As I looked at their numbers, and they're good, but there'll be a lot of film tomorrow morning.
Coach, if you're in this position next year, you have a home WNIT game. Hopefully you make the tournament, but assuming you have a home WNIT game, do you think you owe it to the fans to just have a nice blowout win, no stress involved, for the past 2 seasons?
I think when you have games like this, it brings people back. And when you see the amount of returns on fans, new fans that are returning because of this beautiful arena and what our marketing people are doing, and then what our team is doing on the floor and how we're playing, even though it probably has shaved a year or 2 off of my life, and I'm going to look like Polly Walnuts with gray hair on each side of my head, I'd rather win this way than going away, because I do believe it helps build our program.
Journey, 12 rebounds. She said that a lot of it was just she felt like she had to do something to just contribute and just get herself going. It seemed like she was just possessed all over the court with those rebounds. Just how was it seeing her get it going, rebounding, to have herself get her night going?
It's something that she's been capable of doing all season long, but it's not something that's been consistent, and it's not something that she's done in her career. And it's something that she's capable of doing because of her athleticism. And I'm not just talking about her speed and quickness. That plays a part, but it's also her verticality. She can, off of no step, really rise very, very high. And so I have a lot of confidence with her going to rebound the ball. And if you're an opponent, you're going to put someone who's going to box her out hard every single time now. So because you look at us, and Meg had 8 rebounds also. So when 2 of your guards in the backcourt have 20 rebounds, that's a very hard thing to prepare for when you're the opponent.
And 2 times that Journey made the adjustment when they came up and pressed her, and finds Ramey for those 2 big baskets. We've talked about Ramey before and how unsung sometimes that she can be, but just really stepping up in a huge moment. Just how proud of you were you of Ramey tonight, Dan?
Ramey's a kid that never complains, looks sideways, or ever has bad body language. Ramey is someone that I know exactly what she's going to do every day in practice and in every game. And that's to give 100% with very little emotion. She is a great teammate, and she is someone that I love having on this team. And she made a couple big shots tonight. And I could have gone to her a little bit earlier because I thought she did some good things in the first 2 quarters. But what she did late, those are big shots, and she knocked them down. I don't care if they're from point blank range or if they were from 3. Those are tough shots to make when people are all flying around and you're talking about being down late in a postseason game. Big shots.
With what you can remember in the moment, Dan, just what do you recall about the buzzer beater and Journey Kyaku calling game, Dan?
I said, well, I was hoping that she was going to be able, when she initially got it, I was hoping that she would be able to get downhill because she is such a good finisher at the rim. And there's always the possibility of getting a foul call. But she gets into a rhythm, and when she does that little step back with the hands, which is almost like an and one mixtape playground type move, that gives her great rhythm. And she shot it really well today at shoot around and yesterday in practice. And as soon as she went into that, I knew the step back was coming, and I was like, it's in. I really believed that and felt that it was going to go in before she shot it. That was good. Still taking it all in.
One thing that might not necessarily have been as positive was that third quarter, Dan. What were your takeaways from that third quarter, and how did that time in between quarters just re-energize and refocus the group for the final 10?
Well, you got to give Longwood credit. They made some big shots. Tonight they made 9 threes for 40%. They average 3 threes a game. And they've had 2 or 3 other games where they've made 9, but this is not something that they normally do. And in a big moment, they made some big shots. And they didn't allow us to get some rhythm. There were times when Keandra stayed on the perimeter. I asked her multiple times, and she got a little frazzled with the post up and not being able to get the ball to her. The defender for Longwood was guarding her well. And when we had the 2-3 attempts by Mac in the corner near our bench, Keandra is at the top of the key, and if Keandra dives right there, she has a layup. And she'll see that on tape tomorrow, but she didn't see that in the game. But the other thing I talked to her about is, you're trying to post up too early, and this is one of the things we talked about at the media timeout in the third quarter. Instead of posting up so early, let's be more intentional and let's wait to post up, sweep the floor with our hands so that we're low and wide, and get really into the defender. And then after the catch, let's take our time. And we never got to that point. We just really didn't get a post up with her tonight.
This is a curiosity question, Dan. With Hutch out tonight, obviously you like to have yourself and Coach Frank kind of script subs, especially in that first quarter of games. Just how did that affect what you two were maybe discussing with what you can disclose about finding patterns and commonalities?
Well, we put a script together that goes for the first 2 quarters. It usually lasts the first quarter, and then we have a little bit of an idea of who's going to be with us tonight and who's going to give us good quality minutes. And we played one kid in particular in the first quarter, and I just, she looked off Meg on 2 occasions when she needed to pass the ball to Meg, missed the box out, and that's going to affect her minutes, and she didn't play the remainder of the game. Vanessa came to me in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, and she said, look, we need some energy. I think Kelly. I know it sounds crazy, but let's go Kelly. People don't recognize Kelly because Kelly doesn't play a lot for us, but Kelly is a true leader as a freshman who doesn't play very much. She is a vocal leader and is a kid, much like Ramey, that comes to practice every single day and brings great energy and never has bad body language. Always positive with her body language, always positive with her leadership and words. And, sometimes you just got to say, we're going to go with her and see what happens. And she gave us a good minute. And, we'll script it out. I mean, H will be back, Gabby Hutch will be back for Sunday, and we'll script it out and she'll be ready to go.
Coach, of the freshmen that do get major minutes, specifically Mackenzie, Nadia, and Faith, how do you think they perform tonight in a high-intensity environment?
I think that Faith Walker is probably one of the best players I've coached that doesn't put many things in a stat sheet. Her ability to handle the basketball under duress and under a lot of pressure and be able to see the floor and court map is simply outstanding. She made that little jumper. I thought she had a couple other shots that should have gone in. I thought she played an outstanding game. She's a very good basketball player, and sometimes the stats don't show that. Nadia is a big shot kid. Nadia doesn't shy away from big shots, and tonight she hit one, but I thought her dive on the floor for the loose ball and her effort was outstanding. And then, Mac's not afraid of the moment either. We have 3 freshmen that, and they're not the only ones, but we have those 3 freshmen that are giving us quality minutes, and the future is bright with them. Every time you ask me a question, I'm thinking Ashton Kutcher is asking me a question.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. Incredible game, incredible crowd. Thank you for supporting women's basketball.